I make a motion to approve it. Okay. Ron second.
Okay.
Ron's not here, he's on the phone with speaker with us tonight. Any discussion, approve the finance report and bills? I'll second. We're going to strip the road work report. Ron usually does that and hasn't really much done. This is Susquehanna County Planning and Development, Eureka Resources. In accordance with the Susquehanna County Subdivision Land Development Ordinance, Eureka Resources LLC has submitted an enclosed industrial land development plan, map dated September 8, 2021, and an application for review of land currently owned by Douglas and Joanne Heitsman and Felice Property Management along State Route 29 in your municipality. Also referred to as Susquehanna Oil and Gas Wastewater Treatment Facility. It is an intention of the application to develop this land with wastewater treatment facility and associated equipment. This notification is required in section 30.2.5 Susquehanna County Subdivision and Land Development Ordinance. Upon initial review, the plan contains those items necessary for compliance with ordinance conditions on the following: DEP approval, sewer planning, and PennDOT HOP. Industrial waste permit and air quality permit has already been issued. Stream and wetland permit is pending. The staff will do a full review of the plan. Please check this plan for consistency with your local ordinances and note any differences, comments, concerns, or requirements on the enclosed form. And return the form to our office following your meeting within 30 days. Should you have any questions, feel free to contact us anytime. Sincerely, Paul Peltz, Director of Planning. Is there any comments on it?
Yeah. It's online, you can find it. I can bring the exhibits. Senator Booth has spearheaded this. Waters of the Commonwealth. Our concern is the small tributary going into Burdick Creek, where it's not opposition to the gas industry, drilling, fracking. It's not opposition to that. It's opposition to putting anything in that small tributary that goes through my yard. The cows drink it, the animals. It's unnecessary. There's technology to do something else. If they're recycling the water and making it perfect, then put it in a tank, because you're going to pick it up after you go past my house for fracking. I resent us being used as the filtration system, and they're going to pick the water up down here. Put the water in here, pick it up. No, take it right there. I'm thrilled that you're recycling the water. I think it's wonderful, but I'm not going to let it be dumped in the creek that my kids swim in, my grandkids, that, you know, the bear, the deer. No, enough is enough. The exhibits are available for you on recycling.
Any other concerns or comments?
I have a comment. I have a comment. There's radiation. There's also radiation in the wastewater.
It's in the document.
Huh? And I'd like to know, what are they doing with the radiation? Do you know? How are they handling it?
Here,
Yeah.
we got a code of conduct here. You're not a citizen of Dimock Township.
So?
We're not going to answer your questions on it.
And when did you start that? We've been here at
It's
other
always been
meetings.
here.
Huh?
It's always been here.
Well, I've been here at other meetings and I spoke. So why has that changed? I'm a citizen of the county and I'm concerned about the water, that it will affect the whole county.
is not against the township supervisor. This is an issue with DEP issuing the pollution discharge. You guys said you can't do anything, well, that's the way it is. You can't have an opinion about this, so that's the way it is about the DEP discharging.
So are you providing this notice of appeal to supervisors just for informative purposes?
Well, minutes or I didn't know if you wanted a
You're not
copy.
serving them as a adjudicatory body,
Oh,
correct?
no, it's a copy of what I have. No,
Okay.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
I don't know how,
Did you file this with what? the
it's not
Environmental
filed
Hearing Board?
today, it's been filed, officially filed.
For the Environmental Hearing Board?
Yes, it's all been taken care of.
Yep, okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm going to put that like that.
Is there any other comments, concerns on the Eureka
I'd
Resources?
like to ask, how come Ron ain't here tonight?
He's on vacation.
Oh, he was at the other meeting, and he said this all like came about as a temporary,
Transfer station.
a temporary transfer station is what it was originally cited as, the permit was. And then it ballooned into something that like, we're considered in the box as it is. Why do we need to take more of their pollution and contaminate all the surface water now? I mean, it's that simple. We still live with delivered water by parish over Cabot. I mean, we're only down the road. This creek runs within 1,000 feet of our farm. We gave up farming. That's just a waste of time. Guys like Matt is the guys I feel for. His cows are gonna be drinking that shit. I mean, and you guys are what they said are the only guys that had the right to stop this. At the last meeting we were just at, they said none of you guys will show up to these things and that's why they get approved. I don't know, maybe I was just hearing things, misunderstanding them, but that's exactly what them guys up there on the planning commission said. Ron was there.
First of all, I watched part of the video, so I saw the people on the committee, a couple of the people saying, you know, there's nobody here from here, here, and here.
Right.
Go to your township and ask. We have never been requested to put anybody on that board. So they're telling stories. They're not telling the entire truth. If we had, we would have. We would have considered it. However, we were never given that opportunity.
Well, you can also volunteer for it. Why don't you volunteer for it? You can ask to be on it.
That's what they said.
You
That's
know
what they said.
A resident of Dimock Township can volunteer for it. I have a couple of jobs. I don't need any more.
No, they said it would need to be one of the supervisors that are placed on it.
No, no, it is not.
Could be anyone.
be
They said
anybody.
that they had to be recommended by the supervisor.
Okay, right,
And
okay.
like I said, we've never received a letter asking for a recommendation or a phone call or anything else.
No, the worst part is we live here. Our value, I mean, we go out of town, people ask us where we're from, we tell them Montrose, because if you say Dimock, it automatically hits them. Oh, that's a place with the poison water. I mean, it's an embarrassment to our community. But yet we're gonna have them dumping more onto us, like, to where it's surface, not just deep well.
Can I help with one of the things he said?
Go ahead.
He mentioned, Mr. Teal, who was at the, and I don't like to talk because he's not here, but is he listening?
Are you listening, Ron?
He was at the planning commission, you know, he was at the planning commission meeting, and he did voice a concern, which I was really surprised at.
Yes,
He spoke up and he said, we really didn't know what that facility, we thought it was going to be a transfer
like,
station.
what Larry has out
They thought we
there,
have
that's
one.
a wash.
And that made me very concerned if he thought that he had some confusion about it, and the township had signed off on it. I just was concerned about that. We were confused about the 2-acre in the beginning too, but we found out much more. He did say that, and I thought it was very pertinent, and I was going to ask him about it if he was here tonight, if he would say it again to you folks. I thought he was feeling that way, maybe others of you were feeling that way too.
She said one of your concerns was at the planning commission meeting that it was just a transfer station that was going in. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I think it's important that we just ask you exactly
What's that?
water on thing.
He did, he said that was one of his concerns, that it was,
Good,
he did
thank
say
you.
that.
Thank you.
You made a comment that the township approved something.
Well,
What do you
no,
mean by that?
well, I know the township really doesn't have any jurisdiction. All you do is just sign when the permit comes into you with all the T's and I's and I's and stuff. But what my concern as a resident is, do you get to discuss, like, you're not allowed to say like, well, maybe this isn't a good idea. You just, if the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, you just have to, because we don't have zoning. I know that, I realize that. But this has gone much farther than any of us ever dreamed back in 2008. And I think we need to try to do a little catch up here on how much we're going to accept into our community. You know, it's not a huge community, and we already are the extraction zone. And I'm not trying to stop that. No ban fracking on me. But what I'm concerned about is what we're going to do with all the produced water that comes out of these wells. And the produced water, they know, comes long after the gas. No one's going to be getting royalties, and the produced water is still going to be coming out of the wells. We need to think about where we want them located. We need to think, do we want them discharged into wetlands with cows and small streams that people live along? Can you have an opinion about that as a township supervisor, or you just can't have an opinion? That's, I think, you know.
Well, my job here as the solicitor is to make sure that everybody understands what the township's responsibilities and authority is. And so when you said that the township was given permits and to review and cross the T's and dot the I's, what permits are we
Well,
talking
you saw the permit, I saw it, and somebody's, I think Esther signed it, that it was sent on, it's on, you can see it online. It's got the planning commission signature and the township supervisor signature, and that's part of the permit package from Eureka, so you did sign something.
But what is it that you're talking about? Because we don't issue the permit, so I'm trying to understand that.
Your signature was on is in the permit package.
Is it part, what permit are we talking about? And
For Eureka to, the whole permit.
it's just not one permit. I'm just
There's
trying to figure it out.
120 some pages of stuff to go through. But I didn't make any copies of that. So I'm assuming, well, let's say, I'm assuming you saw the permit, you saw all the stuff, all the,
Maybe the application.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
The
And you had
application.
to, yeah, so I assume you looked at that application, right? Or if they were
Yes.
going to do that, that's what I'm saying.
So
And when you
we're
look
not-
at it, you can't make any, I mean, you can't say like, I don't know about that. I mean, your job is just to look at it, you saw it, you signed it.
Our
That's-
job is to see and determine whether or not any aspects of the application are conforming or not conforming with the ordinance of the township.
Okay.
So if there's a township ordinance that it would be violating and potentially there may be an issue. That's
But we
what
don't
we do.
have any about zoning, so.
Well, it's beyond zoning, there might be other reasons. I've been in other municipalities where we talk about different types of ordinances, and whether it's a international property maintenance code or something like that, that might be out there.
So as township supervisors, when we come with our concerns, a lot of it, you really can't do anything about it if it's not breaking an ordinance or, I mean, our concerns. I know everybody was really concerned about that dump, I won't go into that, but there's a lot of discussion about that. But I'm just asking, was there a lot of discussion about this facility going in and where it's going in?
Well,
Yes.
whatever discussion there is public,
Okay, so
Right,
that's,
so that's the issue.
that
that
was,
we're
we
dealing
had
with.
the presentation.
Just so you know, I mean, the township is a second-class township. It's governed by the second-class code. That's where, this township is a creature of a larger thing that's called the state government, right? So the state gives supervisors certain rights, And that's the rights and the duties that they have as the second-class township code. And then sometimes in certain other statutes, DEP is required to give notification of what's going on in the township. And that's mainly what it is that they are given. The planning code, the planning commission through the SALDO also requires notification. And so because certain sewage issues may be out there that the township has to deal with because they're the primary enforcer of it, that's why primarily the planning commission sends this packet down to say, is there any issue with the sewage? That's mainly what happens.
So like the PennDOT permit, I don't think they have that yet. I do as the township, know that a lot of your people are concerned about that number of trucks. I'm not correct, 29. So as township supervisors, can you comment on that or make it's our voice, really, we have to talk to
You have
them.
that right.
Yeah, but you guys as a township, as a collective body, couldn't say, we as the township supervisors are concerned about adding more traffic to that busy stretch. You can't have those kind of opinions, is that right, Mr. Long? You
Right,
can't.
the township is, the supervisors are controlled by statutory provisions. Now, that is the issue. So if you have concern with the issuance of a highway occupancy permit because it was engineered not to accommodate the type of trucks, then you might have the rights to proceed to address those issues.
But the township,
It's a state road, right? This is off the state road.
Yeah.
It's off 29.
Well, I know they don't have the PennDOT, and they don't have the other permit yet, the water quality for the actual construction, that's still, and you know the property, so I would, if you can't talk about it, you can't say it's a crazy place to do all this, with this swale, the wetland, the tiny creek, I mean, but like you said, okay, so that's up to us, right? And that's up to maybe, what we're trying to do here, for some law, the rule of law, trying to do
Right,
something.
you've proceeded with an appeal, and obviously you're exercising a right in front of the environmental hearing board, and that, I can't comment as to whether or
No,
not
I
it's
understand.
procedurally correct, but.
But I think I was questioning what rule, I guess I'm very naive on what rule you guys are supposed to really having any. Ron did speak up, and I am very, very proud that he spoke up at planning commission with a concern. I was very happy about that, because he's the only one I've heard say,
Individual supervisors may have their opinion, as a resident have the right to voice their opinion, but as a board, it is done in a different issue.
I mean, it's gonna
So
land
in other words, what he
do.
said doesn't matter.
I didn't say that.
thank you for that explanation.
But is there anything that you guys can possibly do to prevent this, like, to slow it down till other things like
Can't
proceed?
comment on things like that. That doesn't, it's a too broad of a question to ask. You have, and obviously,
Well, they were saying zoning was the big thing. Okay.
this township doesn't have zoning, that's correct.
But yet, ain't there a big difference between farm zones? Like you building your garage to work on cars and industrial waste?
So that's why it's sitting at the Susquehanna County Planning Commission, because it's a land development ordinance that they're enforcing. So when there's no zoning and there's land development of the nature that we're talking about here, the jurisdiction lies with Susquehanna County Planning Commission and the county. That's just the way it is.
It's over your guys then.
In other words, we don't have the zoning, so the default rule is to go to the county's cell, subdivision and land development ordinance. And that's what they're working off here. That's the packet that Brandon just spoke about. So, again, there might be rights that you have at that level.
What about air emissions? You could put some kind of monitoring system by the township people, if you care about the air emissions. Can't you have your own independent? Huh?
You can't comment on that. There's nothing to comment about.
Is that because the EP holds all the power?
No one showed me where we have the regulatory right to do
I'm
that.
sorry,
If you'd like to show us where we have a regulatory right to do that, or even have the ability to think about something like that, we'd
Well-
be happy to review it for you.
It seems to me that the boroughs can't do anything, the county can't do anything, but why can't the borough, because it's citizens that come to you with concerns, ask the planning commission to ask the DEP if they can help you with these problems?
That's something that you, as a citizen of this county, have the right to do.
Well, I think these people are
That's-
asking them to do that.
Well, we don't represent you in front of the planning commission, we represent you in front as a township, not we, I mean the supervisors represent you as the township supervisors for the township itself, and the rules that they're allowed to deal with.
Aren't you able to, is it against the law for a borough to go to the planning commission and ask them to protect you?
That's a role, not in the simplest form that you indicated. That's, we haven't provided any type of authority that allows for the supervisors to do that.
Can't you do it by not signing it?
It would not be an act of the supervisors. I think I've explained that already.
Is there any other questions, concerns? Go ahead, sir.
I'm not going to wait for that.
You're not a taxpayer in the township? You're a citizen in the township?
I'm a citizen
What's that?
of the United States.
As long as you're not in different township, taxpayer in different township, citizens in different township.
I'll ask a question and you have to answer it. You were trying to stop us. Couldn't you? Legally.
I'm not, I don't really want
How do we go about trying to stop it?
We're doing it.
Your attorney, you have an attorney.
Okay, I didn't know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have a copy. Yeah, there's an attorney.
That person didn't provide you with legal
Has an
advice.
attorney.
The township doesn't provide you with legal advice.
This is the Democratic way. Push back.
Any more concerns or questions on it?
Also, I want to say the Sunshine Acts do not prohibit you from prohibiting people to speak who are from this county. You have to show me in the Sunshine Act that you have that right and that power. Do you? Show it. Of course you don't. So we'll have to report it. You are not following the Sunshine Act, allowing citizens to speak freely in this county.
That matter is already determined by the courts.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the courts have to say.
Is there any other public comments on that? All right, we're moving on. Susquehanna County Planning Development, Sheila Ely, and Carl Gester. In accordance with the Susquehanna County Subdivision and Land Development Ordinance, Bonnie Scheimer submitted the enclosed minor subdivision map dated January 2022. And an application for review of these lands located along State Route 3023 in our township. It is the intention of the owner to subdivide a 12.49 acre flag lot from her 17.99 acre parcel, Lot 1. Has a house, septic, well, and driveway. Lot 3 will remain vacant land for agricultural use only. A non-building septic waiver has been applied for. This notification is required for section 305-1-6 of the Susquehanna County Subdivision and Land Development Ordinance. Upon initial review, the plan contains those items necessary for compliance with the ordinance, except as follows. Copy of the driveway permit is issued if required by township, DEP approval waiver of existing sewage if required by township. Any concerns on that? All right, I'm looking forward to the local fire company.
We've covered a lot of ground in the last 9 months. Are very much before the reopening. Basically, we've gone over things and we're looking at, what, 21st?
Midnight, March 21st, as of reopening for taking calls and all that. We've had 3 good fundraisers. The community's been great to us. It's helped us a lot.
We greatly appreciate
We've
it.
got all of our trucks up to date, all of our air packs, everything. When we go back into service, we'll be able to service the community safely. We also have a bunch of new members that we are getting into training so that we can provide even better coverage. We're still a work in progress, but we've come a long ways, and we are ready to open at midnight, 21st of this month.
You guys got the motion and second, move on.
Thank you. Esther, will you give me a list of our officers and everything?
Yes.
And it is up to the township to contact the comm center to state to them that you guys are ready to go back to service. So that'll be taken care of.
Okay.
Our wonderful secretary treasurer will take care of that for us. Esther does an awesome job for us. Is there any concerns or questions on the fire company? This is permits, applications, remediations. This is to certify Esther as tax collector of Dimock Township has made his returns in full for the municipal tax for the district for the 2021 tax duplicate with Susquehanna County Tax Claim Bureau for the amount of $706.28. One from Terra Energy, consumptive use, water use of the raise pad 1, the renewal. Terra Energy Incorporated, consumptive use of Rose C, pad 1, Dimock Township. Surface mining permit for Purgatory 2 operation. If everything else agreement is done. Proposed revised Hawk, J Hawk, pad 1, well 7, 8, 9 gas wells, Auburn Township, from Katerra. And just various papers of changing the asset notice, tax bill. Everybody wants to read them? Public comments.
I would just like to ask township supervisors if, as citizens, can they, voice a concern facility and discharge into the little wetland there, and would you do it as a private citizen? If you wanted to, see me, you had.
And if we wanted to as a private citizen, we probably could, but
Pardon me?
if we wanted to as a private citizen,
No, I'm just asking the question.
as a private citizen, other than being a township supervisor, I have just as much right as you do.
Well, absolutely. I don't, but I didn't know if that it would prohibit it or not.
Is there any public comment? I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:31. Ron, second.